So, Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. This has been a rivalry that has been going on for years. And it was a very one-way rivalry up to a point. It really was. This was a one-way rivalry. And it wasn't in favor of who we thought about. It was in favor of Angel Reese. Angel Reese, starting off, was the better recruit. She was the higher recruit in high school. She was winning in college. At the start, it was all Angel. And if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe though. We're trying to hit 30.5k by the end of the day. But there was a moment that changed this. And you might be saying, oh, but it was her team beat Caitlin Clark's team. This was in a game in Caitlin Clark's second year where she was still putting up near 30 a game. Caitlin Clark, 7 of 25 from the field. Let's realize it's not there. 19 on 7 of 25. Angel Reese, 9 of 15 with 25 points, 13 boards, 6 offensive rebounds in a game where after the end of the first quarter, Maryland led from start to finish. And this was an Iowa team that was much better in conference with a much better overall record than Maryland. But Angel Reese led them to a win. Which was... Oh, sorry, this is 23-24. I don't know why I misread that one. But I was confused. I was like, how is the record that different? Sorry, 19-6 versus 16-7. So it was a better Maryland team, and it was led by Angel Reese. And then this happened. And for people being like, it wasn't disrespect. Caitlin Clark, or Angel Reese, I don't even mind this, by the way. Trash talking is good for the sport of basketball. There was nobody, especially in college, and especially what we're going to see, there is nobody that trash talks more than Caitlin Clark. So if you're going to give it, you have to take it. And that's why I don't think Caitlin Clark really had any major issue with this. Do you want to know what actually screwed with Caitlin Clark about this situation? Because she didn't know what she had to say to the media. She didn't know what was the right thing to say to the media about it. Like, which wouldn't blow the whole situation up and wouldn't look bad on her and wouldn't look bad on everyone. I don't think she could care less about this situation. Angel Reese won and she celebrated. Was it a bit excessive? Sure. Was her going on either IG Live or TikTok? I wish I had this video. I had it in my bookmarks. I took it off. But it's her with the celebration going, "This is for you, Caitlin Clark," afterwards. So it wasn't just a heat of the moment thing. Was that a bad thing? Maybe. I don't care. I liked it. I liked it at the time. She did it back to Caitlin. Like, trash talking is fine. Because you've got to take, when you're going to give, if you're going to give it, you're going to take it. All on the floor. Obviously, the off-the-court stuff is completely different. And nobody, by the way, there's nobody that deserves the abuse that either of these 22-year-olds get off the court. It is a joke. It is absolutely ridiculous for both the abuse both of these players get. No one should ever have to deal with that. But from this moment onwards, I will call it disrespect. I will call it that because it was. Because what was on the court trash talk when you started videoing yourself going, "This is for you, Caitlin Clark," with your trophy while celebrating afterwards, yeah, it was disrespect. Sporting disrespect, but disrespect. From this moment on, Caitlin Clark has destroyed Angel Reese. Heck, it looked like they were friends at the draft ceremony. Again, I don't think these two will ever be friends. I think there's a mutual respect. They grew up playing against each other. They were the best player on rival teams. They were two of the best recruits. I think at some stage they might end up being teammates. But there is definitely a mutual respect there. I don't think either of them like each other too much. But the first game against each other, after that whole situation, what happens? Caitlin Clark gives Angel Reese 41-12 and knocks them out. I get it, they're the 3 seed, Iowa were the 1 seed. But this LSU team, they had a lot of their championship team from the year before. You added Anissa Morrow, going to be a lottery pick this year. And you added Haley Van Lith, expected to be a lottery pick last year. And then, this season, this was the worst part of it all. But this season, Indiana have a 3-1 series lead. And in Angel Reese's defense, she played a hell of a game. She played a hell of a game that they won. But against Iowa, not Iowa. Against Iowa, she hooped. Even last year, she hooped against Iowa. But against Indiana, the Sky have not been good. They lost. The Sky, by the way, lost to a Indiana team in free fall. And then the second time they lost, the Indiana Fever absolutely just controlled the game. They controlled the game. And not only that, Caitlin Clark had 25, 9, and 8. This season against you guys, Caitlin Clark has set a franchise assist record. She has had 25, 9, and 8, and 31 and 12. 31 and 12. 25, 9, and 8. Yeah, one of the games she only had like 11 points. But she had 17 and 13 in another game. That is the stats Caitlin Clark's put up against you guys. And Angel Reese had one really, really good game. But Caitlin Clark has basically turned the Chicago, or has turned it completely on its head. And now we're seeing this. This is the most... I don't know what aura means. I don't really know what aura means. I don't know what it is. I see people use the word. I don't entirely know what aura is, but this is aura. In an away stadium, on Barbie night, on a night to commemorate your rival, effectively, you get the whole crowd hyped up to cheer you off. In their gym, most of the Sky fans have already left at this stage, the actual Sky fans, and by the end of the game, you end up going off and spending half the, post-game, staying in, signing Barbie towels that are there for Angel Reese. This is the most, she didn't say anything to Angel Reese, but she said something to Angel Reese. This is the most, there are levels of trash talk. There is no level of trash talk that is greater than this. This is a level above. And by the way, does this type of stuff mean Caitlin Clark should get cheap shotted? No. But I'm saying this right now. This is more disrespectful than this. Anyone who knows basketball knows this. Doing what Caitlin Clark did was more disrespectful than what Angel Reese did. And by the way, and you might be saying, oh, Angel Reese didn't just she was chasing around Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark didn't need to say anything to Angel Reese. She made her point right there. She made a point to Reese, to the sky, and I think this is the moment that ended the rivalry. I think this rivalry is done. I think this rivalry is done between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. A rivalry that is won. Unfortunately, I think there is too big of a gap between these teams right now. There is too big of a gap between these players. They don't play the same position. The Rookie of the Year race is over. They're not going to play each other again for another year. And by the time they play each other again, it's going to be a second year. It's going to be now Caitlin Clark versus Paige Beckers. Who can Paige keep up with Caitlin Clark? The rivalry is going to be Caitlin Clark versus whoever's in her MVP conversation with her next year. It's going to be Caitlin versus, I'm trying to think what good guards there are. Heck, if Arike gets the better of her today, maybe Caitlin versus Arike. The Caitlin Clark Angel rivalry, the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese debate, it's over. It's over. And that's on both sides. Even if Angel Reese becomes this, unless she becomes an MVP candidate, because they don't play the same position, the rivalry will probably be Angel Reese versus Alyssa Thomas. That's what I think for Sky fans. That's where your rivalry is going to be. It's going to be Angel Reese versus Alyssa Thomas. Because Alyssa Thomas seems to hate Angel Reese's guts. And Alyssa Thomas is good. And this isn't saying Angel Reese is a bad player, but I'm just saying everything for the rivalry is done. It's over. And we're going to probably make an entire video about that, but from the moment, I don't know why I keep having this picture in, from the moment that Angel Reese disrespected Caitlin Clark, from that moment, Caitlin Clark has become a new animal. She was already the best player in college basketball, but she has to then go and beat Angel Reese 4 of 5 times they play, outplay her 4 of 5 times, and then to culminate it all, because they're not going to play each other for 8 or 9 months. Caitlin Clark's not going to play in Unrivaled. She's just as far as I'm aware, she's got the invite and hasn't made a decision yet, which means it's unlikely. And that apparently the reasoning is she wants to play 5-on-5. So I wouldn't be surprised to see her go and have some deal with a EuroLeague team where she only plays EuroLeague. As in she doesn't play domestic league. So she doesn't play too many games and she's finished a lot earlier than the domestic league teams. I wouldn't be surprised to see Caitlin Clark doing that. But to end a rivalry like this, like that is, I gotta say, there's gonna be starting new rivalries. There's gonna be rivalries next year with both of these players. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark gonna have other rivalries, but this moment right here, ending the rivalry, man, that is, as some people might say, cold. Or aura, maybe? I don't know. I don't even know a word to describe this, but yeah. Weird way to end a rivalry, but in a hilarious way. A hilarious way. And something that, look, if you're going to call Angel Reese disrespectful for this is so much more disrespectful. And you got to be consistent with this. Sporting disrespect is something that is completely different than real disrespect. And this is sporting disrespect of the highest order.